Oh, man. What the heck is grit? Is it perseverance, moxie, chutzpah? Well, I can tell you this much. It's the #1 determining factor in success. But you don't have to take my little corncob word for it. Go to the National Institute of Health's website. There is study after study, published articles that prove perseverance over passion wins every single time. Now, I call it the grit promise. And there are 3 rules that prove this. See, some of y'all think you're born with it. Maybe. But if you learn these things, you can hone these skills. Now, here's the downside of it. These skills are only formed through adversity. And I learned mine through disaster. So I'm going to give you my real life, bad country song, true story, and we're going to move through it real quick, okay? All right, I'm a small town girl, and it is a big, bright world. And my ticket out of it was my education. And so after college, I move into my 20s. I fall in love. And that relationship turned abusive. And then it got violent. So I left. And I was tracked down and brutally beaten and assaulted. I was shattered. I mean, broken in every sense of the word. I had very dark thoughts. And I almost decided to just throw in the whole towel. But I was not going to let that be my story. So what do? I moved to the big city of Charlotte. And I started a real estate career. And life was good. And I crushed it. And I made a lot of money. And I gained social stature. And I was a player in this region. Move into my 30s. I get married. I have 2 miracle children. Because I was told I probably wouldn't have kids as a result of my injuries. And in 2008, I was in Forbes magazine. Yes! Well, you're going to pump the brakes in just a minute because 90 days later, the entire real estate market collapsed. And I sold everything at losses. I sold everything else at massive losses, just liquidating everything to keep my doors open. And what you don't know is that all of that passion I put into my work, I was covering up the fact that I was living in an abusive marriage, and I was too ashamed to let anybody know because it happened again. And when it spilled over into the children, I did the only thing a responsible mother could do. I left, and it cost me everything. And I was determined that that husband was not going to be my story. And now I'm a single mom and I'm working multiple jobs. I'm starting over from scratch and I'm desperately trying to rebuild my life. And a few years later, I meet someone. And he becomes my forever family, my husband, today. And he brought along a bonus daughter. And life was good. And then I get into my 40s. Now I'm way into my 40s. And 2020 happens. And the world just shuts down. And it got really strange. And people got divided in ways that I never thought were possible. My children sat at our dining room table just glazed over in Zoom school all day long. I run out of casserole recipes. And we're only 6 weeks in the pandemic. And on that 6th week, we got a phone call one night. It was for my husband, and it was from his doctor. And at a routine physical, they detected that he had a very aggressive and fast-moving cancer. And that it was we think we caught it right in the nick of time. So that's good. But the problem is that we're in the middle of a pandemic that we don't know how it's transmitted, where it came from. There are no remedies. There's no way to treat this. And that this cancer treatment he's going to go in is going to destroy his immune system. And if that germ gets into our house, the surgeon told me, he won't make it. I am trying to hold all of this together. And I was not going to let this be my story. And so I'm happy to tell you that we are healthy and we are happy and we are thriving right now. And so as we come out of all of that, I said, I've got an idea. And I've got 4 faces going, oh, what is your idea? I said, we have got to build community and connection again. I want to get in the room where decisions are made. Things are out of control. And so I naively, in my 50s, enter the world of policy and public opinion. And it is weird. And it is full of selfish people. And it is a vicious business. And I love it. I love it. I do. Because I tell people what's going on in real talk. And I'm trusted. And that's how you make a difference. And so I kind of tell people I represent Team Normal. That's just who I am. So listen to what I'm about to say, and you need to listen up. And yes, I said that twice. Because when you pronounce the T, people pay attention. So listen up. Here are the 3 rules of grit: comparison, purgatory, and goats. So we'll start with comparison. Quit comparing your stuff to everybody else's stuff and using that as a reason to give up. Can you imagine? None of you would quit a book or a story or a movie when the main character hits their low point. You're watching it on the big screen like, well, we can go home and beat traffic because they're never going to make it past this one. Nobody does that. You lean in. You actually cheer for these people, even when they're wrong. You want to see them rise up. Why aren't you doing that in your own life? You're the producer. You're the writer. You're the director. Cheese and biscuits, people. You are the star of your show. So now we've moved through comparing each other, and now we're in purgatory. Nobody talks about this, so I'm going to. This is the middle. This is where things get hard. This is where your passion just starts fading away. This is where everything gets heavy and people let you down, and then good people quit here. And it isn't because they can't do it. It's because they've believed the lie taught to them their whole life that passion means you got to be excited about everything all the time, and when that goes away, it isn't going to work. Wrong. This is where you dig deep and you push through. Because if you push through this, you can pretty much do anything. The cruelest part about purgatory is you don't know you've pushed through till you already get to the other side. And when you get there, you start talking about it with people and reminiscing about it. Nobody has a clue what you're talking about except you. And that's purgatory. So then you move through purgatory, and then you end up with a bunch of goats. You do. See, have you ever heard the expression, who got your goat? What got their goat? When somebody's freaking out and really agitated. Have you all heard that? Yeah, okay. Do you know where that comes from? Here we go. Back in the heyday of horse racing, goat thieves made a lot of money. Because if you're a country mouse like me, you know that goats calm down herd animals, especially horses. So goats were put in the stables with race horses because it calmed them down the night before a race. And if somebody stole their goat, that thoroughbred had despair, panic. It would thrash around all night and be exhausted. And a goat thief could change the outcome of virtually any major money horse race. Quit letting people get your goat. Be the goat. Be the goat. Y'all, thunderstorms are going to come in and out of your life. Don't react to every single thing because it might get you some attention, but it destroys people's respect for you. Goats. Be the goat. Your whole goal should be that you want people to come to you and go, you know what? I don't know what to do, but I'm going to talk to her because she's going to know what to do. It's the greatest compliment you could ever get. And I freak out. We all do. We're human. I just do it in private. And when I do, I get still and I play things close. And I think of my 12-year-old self, that gawky, awkward girl who was a total weirdo. Because if she saw you push through any of these things, she would follow you to the end of the earth. She'd give you everything she's got. She'd think you were literally the coolest person on the planet. And that's your grit. So listen up. Here's the grit promise. And I'm going to tell you out of love some very harsh words. Life is not going to give you a damn thing. It doesn't care. It's not fair. And it will punch you. And it will punch you hard. And you're going to take it. And you're going to learn the taste of your own blood. And you're going to spit it out. And you're going to keep going. And you're going to remember these 3 rules. Because badass women don't break. We pick up the pieces and we put ourselves back together. And all those visible cracks and all of those visible scars are proof that you survived every single thing that tried to destroy you. If you can do this, you will rise from the ashes every time you're burned to the ground. And that, my friends, is my grit promise to all of you.